Let me point this out to you about. I want to talk about something and get it off my chest, and I've recently been getting a lot of Facebook jail stuff, and this is probably the reason why. I'm sick of hypocrites. Well, you say, well, you're the biggest, fattest one ever, and the ugliest one. I took that video down where I said I bought all my stuff back, most of it. I can't have the charcoal incense cauldron yet. I don't know, because stuff out down here. I'll have to wait to see what the DME company says. They said 6 feet away from the concentrator. It's alright. I don't have it yet. By the way, I'm doing good, and I'm going to show you that I am trying to take better care of myself. I brought my A1C under the 7.0. Oh, it's magic. You know, it saved my life. It's cool. Well, anyway, hypocrites. You're trying to spread Christ's love by doing this. I have had to block a lot of people because I've noticed they were misogynist. And then we'll talk about something in a little bit, because I'm a former Catholic and I didn't believe what I seen. First of all, you're arguing about this beer can. Whatever reason you have to do it, you're still bullying someone. You're being a jerk. I don't know that celebrity. I don't know his history. One way or another, you could trigger someone to commit suicide who's being bullied right now because they're that. Let me tell you, in here and up in here, there's a big thing called a brain. And yes, you male supremacists, misogynists, you want to be like Hitler. You want to bring eugenics. You know who you are. And, well, up here in this thing, there's a little organ deep into the brain. It's called the hypothalamus. And what it does is sometimes it controls, like me. I have issues with polycystic ovarian syndrome and stuff. So I don't know how it gets there, but it has a tendency to cause some weight gain and issues losing the hair, all kinds of other things. And, I've been all my life. All I care about is stability. I don't care if I'm railroad tie thin. I just take care of me and do the best I can for those closest to me that matter and for me. So I could be there for them and to feel better and have a better quality of life. And right now I have to have carpal tunnel surgery on June. April the 24th. So my art days will be over for about 2 weeks and on here. So I'm going to be taking a vacay from social media, aka a detox. I come to YouTube mostly nowadays just to watch videos and say hi. I don't think my old friend will be here too much more. I don't think she'll see her. I'll just shoot her an email. She emails me sometimes. She always liked my videos and stuff. Nice. Not like these other fuckers I had to put on my block list. And you'll know who you are. Okay, a couple months ago you were pissed off because of the Super Bowl. That was a woman, I believe. I don't want to hurt feelings because I was bullied because of this. Bullying causes night terrors. You have to take Paxil the rest of your life and things. You have to see a shrink all your life. You have to have a psychologist. You have to find ways that you don't have to become a new Jeffrey Dahmer. Those kind of people aren't even worthy of me putting them through my intestines to shit them out in the first place. There's that gross, sick sense of humor. But here comes the ADHD. We're going to be from one subject to the next. I better have a bucket of caffeine to help me keep focused during this video. But, anyway. To make a long story short, you know who you are. And if you're not picking on somebody, you're being a racist. Racist, homophobe, fatphobe, picking on people with disabilities. And you know who you are. Okay. You're the same people who done this. Years ago, the Catholics had what they called the Inquisition. And what they would do is they would try people for witchcraft. All you had to do, simply, mostly was 80% women when it started in Europe. I'll get to the Salem ones later, or a different video maybe. But over in Europe, 80% were women, because in the book of Exodus it says, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live." In some verses, it's thou shalt not suffer a sorceress to live. Sorceress is a feminine word from sorcerer. So, they think because women and this whole Eve business, the Garden of Eve, is more gullible, weak-minded, they have that right there, feeble-minded, that's how people were abused of all different things in the mental health asylum. That's part of eugenics. That's why there's still ghosts and ghost hunters and paranormal people like me that are there to try to help them cross over because of how badly abused they were because of your systems. You know what's wrong is government, money, and organized religion. That's a problem. One guy said, well, the Inquisition, that was before there was organized religion, but the Inquisition was a fucking organization, you dumbass. That's what I told him. Well, back to them. You know, a woman, all she had to do was like be midwifery, help with herbal medication, hell, even being an artist. Even wanting to read a book about science would get you there. Hell, being left-handed. They tie it behind your back or cut it off. That was associated with the devil. I can't even go on. It's too much of a thing. Okay. I got my Baphomets back and stuff. Some of my cards. I don't think I want them all back, because some of them I really didn't use. Mostly the goetic stuff I was using and stuff. Anyway, I had no fucking idea till I seen this thing on YouTube. How they used to punish people for witchcraft and the torture devices. Now, I'm a person who's been over to gore sites. I signed up to this Plague Moth guy. He likes all that stuff too, and traces death videos. Although these things weren't shown in a graphic, blood and gore and realistic type thing, they were artist depictions of it. I couldn't fucking believe they had this device. It kind of looks like the old-fashioned calipers that used to go around your head to measure it, but they had all these claws on it, and it was designed to tear the breasts off a woman, slowly, chunks of it. Now, that's done without anesthesia, and I don't think they had morphine back then, and they could care less because they wanted you to hurt. Oh, that's the Catholics, but they are still a denomination of Christianity. They're still part of the problem. And you folks, I don't know what the word condone, you either do it or don't. You're okay with it, that's what I'm trying to say. You could care less, because it was done to a woman. Or homosexuals or some men that were associated with paganism and Wicca and stuff like that back then. But anyway, or scientists, even Francisco Goya, who was an artist, a Renaissance type artist down in Spain, he painted pictures of like the Witch of Sabbath, the Baphomet and stuff. That they tried him too. The Inquisition got him. So he's become one of my favorite artists. I love his works, beautiful. But you know, and I found out too they had like this thing, the prayer of anguish. I got a can of prayer of anguishes here. They're like outdated by 2 years. You eat them, you're going to be in anguish. I'm going to say that for someone that might have had a member of the Inquisition back in their family history somewhere. I'm going to feed them to you if you bother me anymore on here. I'll find where you live. I know my ways around the computer, and I know how to get to you with one. But anyway, that's not a threat. I'm just joking. Don't take it seriously. It's not a threat. But anyway, I had no idea. And they had other devices. Something was called the Spanish donkey, and what it done, it had a blade. Like, it was shaped like a rocking horse, kind of. And they, you know, put the woman with her legs open on it. Sometimes weights on her ankles. So it would literally split them in half from the bottom open. And then they had the things to prove you were a witch first. Like, you know, like the courts, how they'll bring you in, and you'll have the questioning part of it. And that involves some horrible stuff, like the dunking booth. I got something for you people. I live up here in St. Lawrence County. You know how you racists don't like the Mexicans? I'll pay off one of these Mexican workers up here, and I'll have one of them come and find your ass. Up here in St. Lawrence County, there's a lot of dairy farms that have those great big tanks of fucking manure. Though you or your ancestors, you should be dunked in that. Because you are what it is that's in there. Shit. But I guess there was a rule. If the person was dunked and they didn't float, they either were or weren't, or the opposite, whatever. I don't remember what they said because of my attention deficit. But anyway, I'm sorry. As a former Catholic, I am sorry. For what my people done to get their point across. They don't do that. I'll tell you what it fucking did. I almost felt like vomiting. And I got a strong stomach, but the Ozempic's ready to show. Even when I do have my bariatric surgery, I ain't done for you people that are image-based Christians. And retards, so. I don't mean the people you pick on who have diseases like Jimmy and different people, how you make fun of them because you want eugenics. You want the male supremacists to live. Who are you, Hitler or somebody? What are you, Dr. Joseph Mengele? Are you the angel of death? What the fuck? Not to mention, Hitler was a fucking Christian too, probably. He associates himself with pagan and Norse and stuff, but I don't think the Vikings would find him amusing. Or even the Christian Inquisition, because they were probably victims of it too. And stuff. So anyway, I watched some that stuff, and then they got into the part with Salem. I watched some stuff about Salem, and I guess that's horrible. I guess a little 4-year-old girl was hung. They got like a memorial garden somewhere up in Salem. I've never been there. If I do, even though I'm a theistic Satanist, I would check out the Satanic Temple. I don't know if they'd agree with the theistic ones, because they're more atheistic, because they're pretty cool people. They seem to know how to treat people like human beings. I mean, what's wrong with Christianity? These folks, like them, have to teach you people how to treat other people nice. And we're supposed to be the evil people in this world? Something's fucked up with that. Jimmy, I can't have you interrupting right now. I'm talking serious on a video. Can you be respectful, please? And I'll be respectful too. But anyway, I was watching a documentary on Salem. And this forensic medical examiner was talking about the hanging and the nooses they used. Well, they purposely would use a shorter rope to hang the people that were accused of it. It would take them longer to die. As opposed to, like, say, I guess in England they used hanging, and Wisconsin still does. Because that's execution for crimes that's done quick. You know, no cruel and unusual punishments kind of thing. But my battery's getting low and I want to upload this, and my cat's trying to turn my Roku on. Mammy, what do you want to watch? Animal Planet? Well, you got Disney Plus on. That's okay. You can watch that. But I'll be back later or sometime when I'm feeling better after my surgery, when I can upload and feel better. But I'm sick of these people on social media, and you're the kind of people that will no longer be on my friends list. And I will report you for hate speech. I have already, people. Because to me, that beer can stuff is fuck. You don't need to be making fun of people. You don't agree with it. Don't fucking, keep it to yourself. I don't come on here to bash Christians. I'm just saying what you're doing is pretty fucking dumb. You're trying to represent your religion and God is love by using hate to to advertise it, whatever. Jimmy, what are you doing to my Roku remote?
Not.
Or Mammy, she ain't gonna hurt it. I just don't want her to buy something I don't have any money to pay for right now. Or buy me a new app or something. What do you want it? Hey, there ain't no... Don't you be watching those funny films. You want to watch something. Don't be logging on to Mommy's gore sites. No, seriously, some of the stuff I've seen the Mexican cartel do to people and stuff is like freaking Saturday morning cartoons compared to what those Inquisition folks were doing. And at least the freaking cartel has drugs to give people. But they do the opposite. They give it to keep them alive. Like amphetamines and stuff. So they'll be aware of it. I don't know. The world's a fucked up place. I don't know if there is heaven or hell, but Satan is not such a badass. He was portrayed as in the Bible that I was taught to learn. Fear him. You're supposed to fear the devil and the witches. No, I'm scared the fuck out of you people that sentence these kind of people to death while they're still alive. While they still have a nervous system to feel that pain without any way to get rid of it. Like my surgery, at least it's ambulatory, but I won't be there. If I have my bariatric surgery, I'll be 3 sheets of the fucking wind while they're doing it. I'll have the closest feeling to death there is. In peace. Without actually having to go to a street corner to pay for it. But anyway, what you done is you scared the fuck out of people. You've made hell on earth for them. You've caused people to commit suicide, have depression, have night terror, stuff that you don't heal from. And I was made fun of by a lot of Christians because of this. You know, they're image-based. They're assholes. I'm not saying it's mostly the men, because some of the women are. Of course, they're very misogynistic. I don't hate men. We just had our 7th year anniversary this year. I love him. He's been good to me. The thing is, I love people who are good to me and good to other people. If you've done something to somebody I love or hurt people, I don't like that. Because the best thing that ever happened for me is when I had my defenders. That would, tell the other kids to fucking leave me alone. That was great. Like this guy I'm friends with, he's a member of the LGBTQ community. He has the movie Baby Oopsie and stuff. And Tammy, Trailer Trash Tammy on here. They're all good people. They represent love, not hate. You know what I'm saying? He had an anti-bullying coalition. That's great to have people there behind you to stand up. It's kind of like some of these things where how the bikers will stand up for kids in court against an offender. If a kid can't because they're afraid, let them stand up to them and try it. You know, Legion, for we are many, safety in numbers, right? Right. Well, like I said, I don't think I could join a satanic temple or the First Church of Satan. I agree with their tenets. I like their statements. I love Anton LaVey. He was wonderful. And Lucien Graves. He's a wonderful person, and some of the representatives. And if you look into the Goetic spirits and learn about that, they weren't jerks. They were the old pagan gods that were demonized by the church. Many of them were philosophers. They taught people sciences, educators. Some of them are healers. The one I want to get right now, I'm not going to say which one it is. But they're known to help people, assist people, provide knowledge and stuff. They're not all jerks. Not all angels are good. Apparently what I've been watching about the Nephilim and different ones. And see, I'm interested in the not mythology, but how that all stuff come to be. Sometimes I believe in a little bit of everything, and sometimes I don't. I'm confused, but I'll do what I want to do. It's my house. I paid in rent. I paid for that stuff. There's a crucifix on the wall up front, but whatever. What's wrong with religion is when people use it to hurt other people. You don't have a religion, you have a terrorist organization. That's what terror is. It's like horror movies. Terror scares people, scares the fuck out of them. You want the people to join you and repent? You've done a good number driving us away by scaring us the fuck to death with stuff like hangings, burning alive. I've been burnt by a little bit of water once. And if that's anything like what them poor women were feeling, thank God when it gets below a certain layer of skin to the 3rd degree, the nervous system no longer feels, and hopefully by then the brain's natural morphine kicked in. Not to mention how that must have smelled. I don't know, but with all that stuff I watch, and I watch crime scene cleaners and stuff, they used to have things, and they had the vapor rub, and I've heard somewhere where firemen don't even like to eat bacon after the first year. And they ever, have to pull out a victim because, it kind of smells similar to, I don't know. I don't want to know. It's like I asked my mom about the embalming process, and I said I probably shouldn't have known that, but me being the way I am, I don't think I want to do that, but I'd be all for donating myself to forensic body farms. But me and Jimmy got somewhere in a certain cemetery, so to a certain point I gotta fake it to make it so I can be buried at least. If not that, I guess the forensic body farm can have me. Might as well donate something that's going to help people than harm them. And it's a natural way to go back to the earth, the maggots and everything. Much better than formalin. I tell my mom, I don't really, but they have to though if you want to be viewed or whatever. Then they have to tell you it ain't going to last. It's going to last just long enough to get you through the viewing. I know, what's her name on here? Caitlin or something, the mortician woman, like my mom, she was one. This protects the pathogens. All that stuff's more to protect the living and the dead. And all the bereavement and stuff. The people that are left behind. That's what it's for. Sometimes it helps you feel more comfortable living. But while you're living on Earth, you shouldn't be treated like shit. Because you still have a nervous system and a brain. You're aware of all that. You know what I mean? You feel all that, the mental health. We don't know what's in the afterlife. Do you know for a fact? People like me have to go and experiment and buy ghost boxes and Ouija boards because we want to see what there is. Work with demonic and watch all these things with different faiths and theology documentaries lately. To be honest with you, I don't like anything like that's radical, like, Islam or like Christianity. You're like a radical Islamist. You have something different that ain't Sharia law, but don't hurt people. Come on. You want to show that your stuff is love, do it by showing love, not strangling people or something or cutting heads off. Shit. My French ancestors did that, so they had that big thing. And hey, the only thing I have similar to a guillotine in my house is a fucking pill splitter. There could be a reason why I enjoy using that. Might have something to do with my French DNA, I don't know. I don't think it's from the French-Canadian side, I don't know. It's definitely from the Parisian side. But anyway, y'all have a good day and take care and be nice to each other. There's no reason to be jerks. And if you come here and you say, oh, you're fat, you're an asshole, I'm going to probably block you. I'm not even going to entertain. I'll read it, but I'll delete the message. So you want to waste your time and mine? Go ahead. I'm just going to throw it in the garbage. That's where you belong in the first place. People like you don't deserve to share the same earth with us. I'm part Native American. I know what the Catholics done to our people. I have a very rich background. I have a lot of knowledge. I know what's up. Government, money, organized religion. It fucks all of us up, and then they wonder why people go crazy, and then why the prisons are so full. You want to empty the prisons, start treating people better. You want people to have lesser reasons to get guns, treat people like human beings. And maybe then they'll just be used to get folks venison, and that'll be it. So anyway, I don't know. Hopefully after everything's done, I brought my A1C down good enough to have any kind of surgery, he told me. So I'm going to have that thing done, see what my female area is like. I said, we're going to take care of the uterus and hands first right here at home. And then maybe by the time that's done, I'll decide if I want to go up to Saranac or Syracuse. They're both good doctors. Saranac's just like an hour from here. My mom can drive there. She's afraid to drive in Syracuse. She's used to driving up here. You ever been down to Syracuse, New York, compared to the upstate New York? Northern New York, we are. It's quite a difference. That's very metro. We're very... if you can find one dairy farm in Syracuse, I'll give you $1. Just kidding. Or you can smell any cow shit in there. Don't go looking for it immediately. That's a bad smell. Now you know why I have all the incenses. It's not just for Wicca and pagan and satanic and all these rituals. It's to keep that stench out of here. So yeah, you folks want to put someone through a Dunkin' tank to see if they're a witch or not? Try me. You and me gonna have ourselves some time together, bitch. You can take your racist, fascist, fucking white supremacy idea and shove it so far up your Führer's ass that he can't even fucking breathe. He'll need an oxygen hose to get you back out. Or I'll have to have my stomach doctor come over and try and find a way to get you out of its ass. I'm sick of you people. I wouldn't waste my time or energy or the demon's time to come after you people. There'd be way too many of you. I'd rather use them for something good, like to learn from, or no, I need like some certain things I want. Use them for good. Why use them for that? It ain't gonna do any good anyway. I'm sure those people they'll be the cause of their own demise eventually. Eventually, every dictator and people like that get overthrown by somebody else. I mean, there's probably a reason why Hitler and Ava, wherever her name was, his wife, ran into a bunker and swallowed cyanide pills. There had to have been a reason. Oh, you're going to pick on little children, and all of a sudden you want to run down into a basement and kill some... You're no different than these people that do stuff and then kill themselves because they're afraid of the cops in the prison. We're like, what the fuck? Now you're scared now, huh, bitch? Run, Hitler, run! I'm not a white supremacist, see? People thought I was because I was mocking people on Facebook who were. People thought I was homophobic, but I wasn't. I was mocking them. Being satirical, not true hate speech. And then I would say, see, that's what you look like to us when you're doing that shit. They're bullshit. I hope that all of you fucking feel everything you dealt on to everybody else. That one of these days, somehow, some way, that you can physically feel the pain of all those that have been oppressed by the oppressors that you may be related to. Some way, somehow, maybe through sleep paralysis or something, you feel a little tiny bit of that, even the anguish and grief of those left behind, because those people We're done that to. Little children watched their parents be burned and cremated and gassed. Never got to say goodbye. This has all been done from fucking religion and governments. I don't want a tyrant, and I'm not going to ever be one. And I don't think Lucifer is one. And I don't think he's bad either. I think that between the two of them, I'm not going to, like Pontius Pilate, you know why the Euphrates is drying up? Because all the higher powers in this fucking world, that they are, atheists like the scientists or some, they've washed their hands in that goddamn river so much, they're sick of having to fucking fix stuff for us. They've washed their hands of it, you know? They've done it so much the river's drying up, there's not enough water to go around now. Like I said, whatever. Do what thou will, hate me, I don't give a shit. I know who loves me, right, Jimmy?
Right.
My cat, too?
Right.
If I was a real bad person, would that cat cuddle up against me?
No.
They know. They know more than what we do. They can smell a bad person. I'm good to animals. Jeffrey Dahmer wasn't. Look what he did.